So, good afternoon, everyone. I hope you all are well, safe. So, today we are conducting a webinar on protecting intellectual assets, which is organized by ASSMS College of Pharmacy, Pune, with the GenioBrain IP Solutions. Myself, Asha Hole, I am a founder and CEO of a GenioBrain IP Solution. So today we'll discuss about the intellectual assets and how we can protect it. So first of all, I would like to thank the ASSMS College of Pharmacy for taking up such initiative to spread awareness about the IPR among the researchers. So today, this is short summary how we are going to discuss about what are the intellectual assets, their importance for the researchers specifically, how we are going to protect that assets, and how to build up the different strategy to protect such assets. So in detail, we are going to discuss about the technology and innovations through a patents, and a major concern about the researcher is whether we are going to file for a patent or whether we go for the publication. So we specifically cover this topic, when to go for the patent and when to go for the publications. We'll also discuss the different intellectual assets like assets which are protected through copyrights, design registrations, layout design of an integrated circuit. These are the different protection of intellectual assets that we are going to discuss. And finally, we are summing up with the exercises, and these exercises will help you and help us to identify the different intellectual assets from our research, and this will also help you to protect such assets with particular type of intellectual property rights. So let's start with what are the intellectual assets. So in general terms, when we are talked about the assets, so assets means what? Which is the value addition to our economy. This is the simple meaning of the term asset. Now, when such assets are actually created or generated through our intellectual inputs, then that assets we called as the intellectual assets. Now, assets are generally classified into tangible assets and intangible assets. Now, what is the tangible and intangible means? So, when we called as assets, like our properties are assets. So, that may be like any vehicle, any bungalow, or any what we called as a bungalow as our assets, or any vehicle as our assets, because that will gives, if we put money into that, that will gives us a return in something. So we called it as a assets. Now what is a tangible? So bungalow we can see it physically and touched also, but intangible means we cannot see such assets, but these are countable as assets and that cannot be touched or physically seen. So this is called as an intangible. So what are the assets created through intellectual inputs that are categorized as an intangible assets? So that are, so as we know, assets are protected. So if you buy any property, you are going to protect it. Let's say you are doing an agreement, sell deed, any type of a legal agreement, you are doing to protect your property. Similarly, vehicle ka you are going to do a registration for that vehicle just to stamp on it that is your property. Then how it can be possible for the intangible assets? So as they are assets and important to protect it, that's why there are the intellectual property rights who are actually used to protect such intellectual inputs that are created by a researcher or by a person. So these are intangible assets, maybe a patent, trademark, copyright, or softwares that are also considered as assets. So these are protected through intellectual property rights. So intellectual property rights are nothing but the legal rights of a person over their intellectual inputs. So these intellectual property rights are basically categorized into patents, trademarks, copyright, design, geographical indication, layout design of integrated circuit, and plant varieties. So These we are going to discuss in detail how these intellectual assets are protected and how we called it as an asset and how we can make a money out of it. So for protecting your intellectual assets through a patent, firstly, it's very important to understand what inventions are patentable. So if your invention is nowhere, that means a new that can be patented. If your invention is a patentable subject matter, means your invention does not an abstract idea or not a scientific theory, then it can be patentable. That means what? Any abstract idea, scientific theory, inventions related to atomic energy, there are certain list of specific inventions which are not patentable. So if your invention is out of that non-patentable list, then you can go for the patenting your invention. Next important thing is, as we have seen in previous slide, for inventions to be patentable, that has to be a technological advancement that we called as an inventive step. And this is the major difference between the patents and the publications. So your invention must have utility, that means must have industrial applications, that is use of that technology that is used by the industry. So this is main difference between patents and a publication. So for the patents or inventions to be patentable, it must have industrial application. Next important thing for your inventions, that should be enable. Enable means what? A third person can perform your invention by reading your patent. So these four important criteria are to be there for your invention. Then only that invention or that intellectual assets can be protected through patents. Now many times researchers are confused with whether to go for the patents or whether to go for the journal publications. So right. So when to go for the patent and when to go for the journal publications. We have specifically mentioned this topic in our today's seminar because many researchers are stuck in these questions. What to do? So to protect your intellectual creations और अगर आपको full protection चाहिए over your intellectual creations, it's always file a patent application first and then go for the publications that many publications you want. But it's important to file a patent first. And after filing a patent, you can publish your papers in a journal that one how many paper publications you want. You can just go with that only after filing a patent application for your invention. Now, in many cases, a situation arises like if in any case if researcher has published a paper in a journal. So, is there are any chances to file a patent application? This what 90% researchers having a question. Yeah, I have published my paper in a journal. Now, what to do? Can I still file a patent? So, the answer for this is yes, you can file a patent, but the criteria or what we called as a proviso is after publishing your paper you have to file a patent within a 12 months. This is what we called as a grace period. So for a researcher, it's important when to go for the patent, when to go for the journal, and if you have already published your invention in any journal, so it's like a timeline. Within 12 months, you can opt for the patent. But after 10 or 12 months, your invention will be in a public domain. That means you don't have a rights over your intellectual assets. This is how the difference between patents and publication. So we'll always recommend it to go for the patent first for your invention if patentability criteria is satisfied. And if you published your invention in a journal, still you have a 12 months that what we call as a grace period to file your patent. So I hope this particular strategy of protecting your intellectual assets for the technology through a patent is clear to you. When to file a patent and when to file a publications. Now, many questions arises. Like patent gives the protections. Similarly, publications also gives the protection through a copyright. Then, what is the difference? Why patent has a more weightage than the publications? The first important difference is patents gives you a commercial return. Let's say, for example, by licensing your invention or by working it commercial. So, publication doesn't give a commercial gain. That's why patent has a more weightage than the publications. Next, after filing a patent application, you can always publish the paper. That is not any concern. But if you publish the paper first, then that would be a problematic for your patents. Still, if not within 12 months, because that publishing a paper will actually kill the newness or a novelty of your own invention. That's why we always recommended your invention should be first protected through the patents and then you go for the publication. And the major important difference between patents and publications are patents compulsory having that industrial use and utility, that is mandatory for the patents. But here, general disclosure of your work done is sufficient for your patent to get cited in a peer-reviewed journals. So these are the two main difference between patents and publications. Now you know what are the criteria for your invention to get patent. So once you are come up with any invention, you have a clear picture whether to go for the patents or whether to go for the publication. Now another question researcher uh, may get is when to file a patent. Now if the situation is I am thorough with my invention and it is capable to go with the patents only, then when to file a patent? So the answer for this question is you can either file a patent for your invention at the early stage of the research by filing a provisional specification, or you can file after completing a research in the form of a complete specification. So here, if you file your patent at early stage to a provisional specification, you have a 12 months time period to file the complete specification. So this 12-month time period is important to work out on your invention and file your complete specification with the whole like data for that invention. So why this provision is there, and when to opt or when to and what to decide, which strategy has to opt in. So let's say if there is a competitive technology. So this is important for protecting your intellectual assets. So now in this case, the question arises when you opt for the early stage protection or when you opt for the I will protect my research after completing whole my invention. Institute ABC develop a mobile technology on January 8th. The technology named is A. They filed the provisional specification. That means they have opted for the early protection strategy and filed their patent application as a provisional specification in 2008, February 2008. Now another institute XYZ develop a mobile technology, same technology A. They have developed the technology in December 2007. That means before this company ABC. But that XYZ institute opted to file a complete specification, that is later stage filing, and they have filed the complete specification in August 2008. Now, in this case, though the ABCD has developed that this institute has developed their technology in January 2008, that is later this institute, still ABC get a protection over that technology, and that patent is novel or new because they have filed their patent application previously than this institute X filed there. So here, though they have this institute have their technology developed earlier than this company ABC has opted for the early protection, hence they get advantage over that competitive age, and ABC will patent clarify the system or the technology said to be a novel, but XYZ technology won't considered as a novel because they have opted for the later stage fight. So this is two critical situations actually, but here is the benefit of early stage protection for your invention. So most of the researcher when they are working in a competitive technology, they have to take this decision that they have to file their invention as early as possible, because still they would get this 12-month period to work on their invention and file with the complete specification, because they will here protect their invention from filing their provisional specification. So from this date, their invention is in a protection stage. So their intellectual assets over their technology is protected from this date if they are opted for the early stage filing. So I hope these two questions, like when to file and how to file for the patent, is clear for the many researchers who has a doubt कि provisional को जाए, complete को जाए, कैसे जाए, and when to take a decision. Now, we'll take such a glimpse of inventions and in which category they are falling to be protected. So, if your intellectual assets or your intellectual creation or your invention is related to computer program per se or software, so that are not patentable but they are protected by a copyright. If your invention is related to database or compilation of a database of a software or any database, that is also not protected by a patent, that is protected by a copyright. Similarly, a food recipes are not patentable, but that recipes can be protected by a copyright. Next, important, actually now in the year 2018-19, Indian patent system is doing very good in terms of a business methods. Legally, business methods are not patentable in India particularly, but if you see the patents of the Amazon, they have filed a patent application in India and also get a grant which is actually related to a business method. So, by referring this patent, we can say that business method can also be patented if that business method is a novel and that is associated with the software and internet of a company. So, if this criteria would be there, that is business method if are associated with the software, so that can be patented if that business method satisfies this criteria. Similarly, for the researchers who are working in a chemistry field or particularly working in a pharma industry, any modified form of a known drug, let's say polymorph, prodrug, metabolite, or for that matter, new use of a known substance. Let's say कि एक drug है that is known for the anti-cancer, and now you are going to come up with the invention that the same drug is used for the rheumatoid arthritis. So that is not patentable. New use of a known substance is also not patentable. Any prodrug, metabolite, or any polymorph is also not patentable. So for this, have known this Novartis case. So I will just glimpse of this case. So this case is related to a product Gleevec. So Gleevec is a beta crystalline form of a imitinib missile. Now that beta crystalline form, which is actually the new form of a known substance, hence the patent for this product is denied by the patent office. So Novartis won't get, or Novartis was not get this Gleevec patent because of such modified form or such a modified form are not patentable. But there is one provision. So if a researcher can prove that that modified form is a more efficacious than the original form, in that case, if a data related to this more efficacy is provided by the researcher to a patent office, then there are chances that the same invention can be protected through a patent. So these are the five most important inventions actually having a confusion in the mind of a researcher for protecting through a patent. So these are the segregations, whether they are protected or if are protected on which basis. Now we can also many of the people have a doubt whether that computer program and software programs, as we are saying here, are not patentable. Then how that Amazon gets a patent over their drone camera? how that Flipkart has a patent granted for their softwares. Netflix has a patent granted for their technologies. So if the computer programs are not patentable, then how that's happened? Now, the question for that patent, that answer, that is inventions related to a software. So software, mobile applications, and computer-related inventions, what we call particularly because that IoT is now a very boom field. So how to protect the inventions in those areas? If that inventions are related to software, IoT, and mobile applications. So here are some guidelines that are given by the government, what we called as a computer related inventions guideline. So in that guidelines, what government says, because see, protecting an invention is a part, or that protection is given by the government. So what that government says, if you want to protect your software, so that computer program must be in association with the novel hardware. So if you prove that your invention is not just a computer program, but it is associated with the novel hardware, so that can be patented. So by using this technique only, Amazon, Flipkart, and Netflix are patenting their invention in India. So here, patenting the inventions which are related to this field, the drafting of a patent plays a major role, because for drafting the invention of a such software related patent applications, drafter need to be very cautious about writing a language. That's why patent drafting is again a very important uh, point or important thing if you want your invention to get granted as a patent, because how you write will reflect the your invention. So patent drafting, particularly in a software field, is very important. So I hope you are clear with the doubts of whether that software is patentable or not. So if they are in conjunction with the novel hardware, there is a green signal. You can protect your invention if it's related to a software. Now, to summing up with the patents, I really want to ask you one question. You all know the Ericsson company, mobile company. So this is the most important case I would think to exemplify what are the values of a patent. So have you seen the Ericsson mobiles nowadays? I hope there is no any single mobile they have launched in these days that is launched by the Ericsson company, right? But still, these company is gaining, or what we called as in a profit of the in a profit and making crores of a crores. How it is possible? So you know that your mobile actually having a scrolling feature on your phone, or your phone has a particular technology which prolongs the battery of your phone. So these are some examples of the invention. So these inventions or these technology actually belongs to Ericsson. Ericsson has a filed patent for this technology. And this is what we call as a basics patents, or in legal language these are called as a standard essential patents. So if any third person wants to enter into the manufacturing industry, particularly related to a mobile communication, so scrolling features on a mobile is what we call as an essential feature. Without that feature, nobody or no any person can launch their mobile phone. Similarly, if battery life is so less, then that would be like negative impact on their technologies or on their phone. So these two patents are belonging to the Ericsson, and Ericsson is licensed this patent to all mobile communication giant companies like a Samsung. These are brought this patent from a Ericsson, and based on these patents, Ericsson actually earning in a crores. So what if their intellectual assets is their patents, and they have gaining profit from their patents by licensing it? This is the value of a patent, and this is the value of a intellectual assets. That's why we patent we call as the intellectual assets. I hope you are clear with the what are the values of a patent. And this is Ericsson case is a what I am thinking is a very good case to learn about the value of a patent. Now we'll discuss about the trademarks. So I don't want to go into too basics of the trademark because we know trademark can be protected for the logos, brand names, taglines. Like as we all know, McDonald's the M is got a trademark, registered trademark. But what I just want to discuss with you that trademark has a two classifications. So once you are going to protect your intellectual assets through a trademark, you first have to understand the classes which is given under the NICE classification. So that NICE classification has divided their classes into goods and services. So for the goods, classes are 1 to 34 and services 35 to 45. So instead of going theoretically, we'll explain this with the example. Now consider Ramesh is a person who is running hotel under the name of a trip, and he just want to file a trademark for that because he want his name Tribook is very unique and nobody can misuse his name. That's why he want a protection of their intellectual creation of that name of a Tribook because it is a unique name. So, for registering this tree book, one has to first identify the services or trading services for this, whether the tree book is working for the hotel industry. So, hotel industry considered as a servicing industry. So, NICE has a two type of a classification, either as a servicing industry or as a manufacturing industry. If let's say ki, you are uh, you are working on the production of let's say ki paracetamol tablet. So the name Parasip is again categorized into manufacturing part, as hotels are characterized into servicing part. So for the pharmaceutical products, most of the trademarks are registered under the class 5, that is pharmaceutical products. In this case, for the hotel, class is 43, which is particularly related to the service for providing food and drinks and temporary accommodation. So if Ramesh wants to protect this intellectual creation, that is word keyboard, he first of all identify the particular class related to its services or if manufacturing related to its type of manufacturing the substances. So here Ramesh is running a hotel. For the hotel class is 43. So this name can only be registered under class 43 for the services related to hotels. So this is the basics of the trademarks. So firstly you have to identify in which class your trade name would go, and accordingly you have to file the particular mark or particular logo in that class only. So this is how trademark process is goes, and you can protect your intellectual creations related to logo and device through a trademark. So trademark means your mark should be in trade. That's why it's a trademark. कोई भी मार्क है आप उसको ट्रेडिंग में नहीं यूज कर रहे हो, जस्ट यूनिक है, दैट्स व्हाई वी आर गोइंग टू प्रोटेक्ट इट, ऐसे नहीं होता. दैट मार्क शुड बी देयर इन अ ट्रेड, देन ओनली यू कैन फाइल अ ट्रेडमार्क फॉर दैट. This is a basic understanding of protecting your word or unique word through a trademark. Now, the most important topic is again a copyright and related right, because many researchers published a paper and they many times they have won a partial or sometimes a full rights over their over their journal publications. So, what are the other things researcher may opt to protect their intellectual inputs and generate their intellectual assets through copyright? So here we have given some images like you can protect your software as a source code and object code. You can protect your book or novel. Musical work can also be protected. So these are the limited rights. And if you gain a copyright over particular your product, you are the whole and sole owner of that particular intellectual creations. What are the copyrights that are protected? We know all literally works like novel, books, and stories are protected. Your architectural work can also be protected under the copyright. And computer program and compilation of the data, these are the two important things nowadays because many researchers are opting this for protecting their copyrights. You can also protect your presentations also. You can also protect your MCQs if you have generated particularly very new MCQs, and you are sure about that these MCQs related to that topic is very unique, you can also go for the protection of a such copyrights. Obviously, book, if you are writing, so you can also protect under the copyright. So you can generate these intellectual assets through a copyright. So many researcher, or what we say particularly in academic, many people comes to us saying ki whether we can use a copyrighted video or copyrighted book or material for the teaching purpose. So is there any concern from the owner or author of that book or particular video? Because many times now researcher are using the animated video which are uploaded on a YouTube, which are actually a copyright protected. The concern is whether we can use that for the educational purpose or teaching for the student. The answer is yes. So there is a concept called a fair use. So that under this fair use, you can allow to use a copyrighted material even without the permission of the author. But if such a use is for the non-commercial purpose, such a use for the research, and if you are using such a copyrighted material without the permission of the author for the educational purpose. So here answer is you can use a copyrighted material if you want to teach your students or if you want it for the research purpose. The criteria is that you are not going to use that copyrighted material for the commercial purpose. But the grounds for the fair use is this use is provided with some provisions. So what are these provisions? So if any faculty want to use a copyrighted material for the teaching purpose, the content of the copyrighted material which they are going to use for the teaching is important. How much copyrighted material they are using, these are also important. So based on this, fair use will be defined. But most of the cases, any use of the copyrighted material for the education purpose don't mount as an infringement. So you can use that copyrighted material for education purpose. So that's why we are specifically use and specifically inserted this concept of the fair use. Now, if any researcher, we are now discuss with the design, because design is again the important part of the intellectual property. Because for the engineering field, particularly for the mechanical and civil, design registration is a what we call as a highest intellectual assets. So what are these designs? So designs are particularly protect the visual appearance of the article. So let's say we have shown here the different shape of the bottles. So shape are what we can see visually. So if there are any changes that we can identify visually, then such changes or such like changes in a shape or appearances are protected through a design. This is what the general basics. But how could we protect this? How could we? Because our topic is related to protecting the intellectual assets. So how could we protect such intellectual assets? Here, there is a one Lecorno classification is there. That classification is particularly for the article because design always apply to the article. So this type of article is classified under Lecorno classification. For example, if you are in a pharma industry and you are dispensing, let's say, a liquid. So if you come up with the your idea that I would make this bottle in a different shape. So that shape of a bottle will be protected under design registration. And the class for this is 0901. This is a Lecorno classification. Under this class, you can protect the shape of the bottle which are particularly used for handling or transporting the goods. Similarly, if any person who is working in a pharma, you know the capsules like right. So if anybody is working on the different shape of the capsule, कि cap और body है, उसके जगह और कुछ different shapes का they have using. Let's say कि heart shaped capsule है. So if such type of any different design anybody is come up with, so that design is filed under class 2801, which is related to the shape of a capsule. So it is important to particularly identify the class in which your article falls, and then you can opt for the design registration. So here one example of a design registration, why it is important. Because yesterday also come up with the news that Xiaomi has a protected their design registration in China. Now we know that Samsung company has come up with the selfie camera which is twisted, right? That camera can be actually move up and down, so that auto rotation is there in a Samsung camera. So such design, because this is the article what we call as a phone, and such a features are applied to this article. So these shapes and modification in a design is protected under the design registration. So that would not go to a patents, because patents related to technology, and anything which is related to shape and design goes into the design registration. So just make these two different. So patent is a different thing which is related to technology, and design is a different thing which is related to shape of the article. So this design part is very much important for the mechanical and civil particularly. Now, uh, if any researcher is working in the ENTC, what we call as the electronics and telecommunication or electronic or electrical domain, they must have know this layout and semiconductor integrated circuits. So if anyone is come up with the new or novel integrated semiconductor circuits or new layout of design of that circuit, so that are protected under the different law or different act, what we call as the Semiconductor Integrated Circuit and Layout Design Act. So if any researcher is coming up with a new layout design or new semiconductor integrated circuit design, so that are protected under this act. So they are not actually go through a patent, but we have a separate act for this, for the integrated circuit and layout design. What is the criteria if anybody come up with this idea and want to protect this? So that layout design or that integrated socket, जो semiconductor socket है, that should be original, that should be not commercially used before, not commonly known, and every combination of the elements, that is the result of the creator's own intellectual efforts. So newness is in each and every intellectual property. Newness is a required. This is what the basic criteria. That should not have a commercially worked before filing your intellectual inputs. So if you are clear with these three criteria, you can file your new layout design or new integrated socket design. This is particularly important for the researchers who are working in a ENTC electronic or electrical field. Now, many researchers have come up with the questions that if I am working on a Hubble composition, so that can be a patentable, or how we could go for that Hubble composition. So we have a different form of IP for that, intellectual property for that. If anybody is working on the biological resource which are obtained from India, we have a Biological Diversity Act 2002, which requires the prior approval of a NBA, that is National Biodiversity Authority. Let's say, for example, if any researcher is working on an invention which is related to the Hermal formulation, so that herbal formulation, before applying for the patent, we need to take a permission from this NBA. Like we are using a biological resource which is obtained from India, maybe that's from the plant or from the animal. So such resource we are using for our patent. So prior to filing a patent application, we need to get a certification from the NBA. That is obtaining for a patent for any invention based on any research or information which is based on the biological research obtained in India. So any researcher, if are working on a herbal composition or herbal formulation, make a note of this. We have to take a prior approval from the NC. Now this is again important intellectual inputs, because we don't aware much about these intellectual assets, that is these assets which are protected by Plant Varieties and Farmers Act 2011. So instead of discussing this act, I will tell you the story of the Lathe. We all know the Lathe story that has happened in January this year. So Lay's is what we call as a chips, potato chips. So जिस पोटैटो से वो चिप्स बनते हैं, दैट पोटैटो is of a particular seed, and the strain of that seed is protected by layers through this plant variety and farmer act. So they have protected that particular variety of a seed of that potato, so that nobody can use that seed or that strain of the potato for making a chips. So the farmers working in India, so this is what the case, what we call as a PepsiCo case. So farmers who are working on the who actually breed up the potato of the same strain of a seed, which is protected by PepsiCo. Hence, the PepsiCo file a case on that farmers and asking them like 1.5 crores of the damages, because they are using the strain of that potato which are protected by PepsiCo, particularly used for the Lay's chips. Settled. But the important is, these are also the intellectual creations. Anybody can come up with a different strain of any plant or any product, and we can protect that strain under plant varieties and farmers acts. So to quick pick the protection of the intellectual assets, you opt for the trademark for your logo, word, device or tagline. Then the term for this trademark is 10 years and renew time to time. So जब तक आप renew करते रहोगे, your trademark will be in force. For the design registration, which particularly apply to the article, that is the appearances and which is a new original design. If you apply for the design registration, your IP protection would last longer for the 10 years, and you can only renew it for the further 5 years. For the copyright, the copyright protection is lifetime of a author plus 60 year, and for the layout design, you have the term of a protection only 10 years. So these are the quick tip of protecting your intellectual assets through a different type of IPR. Now, summing up with the sessions, I would just like to throw up some lights with the example that how researcher could find out the intellectual assets and how to protect it. So let's say an example. Vinod design a new grain sprouting device which reduces the sprouting time and also handy, and market it as a sprout. So what type of intellectual property should he has to be protected? So here in this question we have to firstly identify the intellectual assets and then the type of a protection. So here Vinod can opt for the patent for the device, because here device advancement in technology is reduces the sprouting time, also handy. So he can file a patent for the device which reduces the sprouting time. He can also for the design or shape of that device, and he can also file the trademark for the name Sprouty, for which he are going to sell their product under the name Sprout. So this is one example how we can find out the intellectual assets from our research, and the way and which type we are going to file the intellectual property protection. Now we all know the mobile phones. So what type of a technology are actually protected through a mobile phones, and what are the intellectual assets exemplify with the mobile phone? So if they are associated with the hardware, we can file a patent for the technological improvement. If there is a different shape, as we have seen that Samsung's selfie screen, so we can file a design for it. Let's say Samsung is a brand, so by bring up with some certain brands, we can file a trademark for the same. And mobile में जो software है, for that we can also file the copyright. So this is again a second example where we can find out the intellectual assets from our research and the way we are going to protect this. So the main question, this is what the last slide which we are going to discuss. So main questions against the researcher is, though I have my invention, okay, I'm going to protect that invention through different types of intellectual property. Then the main question is how could I commercialize it? Because commercialization of intellectual property is important. Then and then only we can gain and we can consider it as an asset. So here government has one portal called NRDC. So you can use this portal if anybody of you have a patent on their name, so they can showcase their technology in this portal. And if any other third person, if are interested in your technology, can license from you, or on your mutually agreed term, you can commercialize it. So these are the one government initiative you can consider for commercialization of your technology. So thank you so much.